Hey, what's up Therapy family? Welcome to this masterclass, and by the end of this tutorial, not only will you have gained mastery in basic Excel functions, but also you will appreciate just how much functions can save time and energy while working in Excel. Here we have a data set of data-related job titles, a number of years of experience needed, annual salaries, and maximum bonuses. And we are going to fill all these fields and in the process gain mastery. Let's begin. First of all, we want to calculate the sum of these columns using formula there, and the formula is always initiated by an equal sign, and to sum you select the cell and click addition sign. Keep adding them. We are using formula first, and we are going to compare the use of formula and functions, and we will also explore the use of status bar in calculation. Alright, so C12 is also hiding there. Click enter. We've finally found it, but at what cost? Suppose this was 1,000 rows. How much time and energy would we have wasted there? Now let's use the status bar. If you're wondering what status bar is, this is the status bar, and whenever you select a range, it will give an average, the count of that range, and also the sum. So if you want to sum these ones, we are going to select them, and then this is the sum. You click on it, and just by clicking, you have copied to the clipboard. And now select this cell and click Ctrl V to paste. The same thing if you want to also find the sum of this column, you will have to select that range and go there, right? Click on it and then select that cell and Ctrl V. The same thing with this column. Select the range there, click that sum in the status bar, and then come select that cell, Ctrl V. We are on a roll. We are learning something here today. Now let's come back to sum function. Let's compare them with the use of sum function. And this one only requires that we pass in the range, right? Split second there. And this one allows us also to copy the same formula through autofill feature. Now you see how much that is magical and saves time. Let's go to average through formula cell by cell. So in order to get an average of a range of values, you add them one at a time and then you divide by the count of those values. Let's begin with the bracket and let's go and keep adding these things. Alright, forgive my speed there. Forgive my speed there. Close the bracket and then you divide by the count, which in this case is 10. Click enter. Yes, finally we have found it, but again, at what cost? Let's go to the status bar to obtain this one. So the requirement is to select the range and then go and click over there, come back, select that cell and Ctrl V. Same thing with this one. We have to select, go there, click on it to copy to clipboard, come select that cell and Ctrl V to paste. Same thing there, select the range, click to copy to clipboard, Ctrl V to paste. Alright, now let's test that with the use of average function. Now when you are typing these ones, a simple way, you can come to double click there to render that formula, that function. Alternatively, you can just click tab key to select the first option that appears in the list of functions that pops up. Let's pass the range and click enter, and just like that, in split second we have calculated the averages there. Alright, let's use the min function to calculate the minimum value in that range. Pass the range, click enter and you can drag to copy it there. Similar then with the max function. To obtain the maximum value, pass the range, click enter and drag with the autofill feature. We also want to get the counts and we want to use the status bar and the count function. Alright, as always, we come and select the range and click over there. I want you to see this thing. You click over here to copy it to clipboard, and then let's come back here, select the cell and Ctrl V to paste. Now, as always, the limitation of status bar is that you cannot autofill copy the same and do it rightly. You see? For the case of these ones, you have to go one step at a time, selecting Ctrl Z to return. You must come to select the range, come there, click to copy to clipboard, Ctrl V. Now, coincidentally, they're giving the same, and that's just because all these things have been arranged to accommodate only 10 values for each field. But in other cases, it won't work that way. You just have to select the range, come to click on that, and then paste it there. Alright, let's come to count function. Alright, pass in the range, pass in the correct range, click enter, and functions always allow for copying that formula using the autofill feature and you get the correct results. Now we want to shift gears to something else. We want now to use some logic, and as you can see on this right part, we have a section for our job goals. Suppose we have 7 years of experience and also have annual salary expectation of 105,000 US dollars. How can we count the number of job titles that meet our experience level and also the ones that meet our annual salary expectation? Alright, let's come, but just to lay the foundation, for a certain job title to meet our experience level, we expect the number of years required there needed to be less than or equal to our own. They need to be less than or equal to our own. And then if that job title for it to meet our annual salary expectation, we expect the annual salary there to be greater than or equal to our own salary expectation. So that is the logic behind how we are going to set up our formulas. Alright, let's begin. And we are going to count if a certain condition is met. So it reads, this function counts the number of cells within a range that meet the given condition. Now let's give it, click tab key to select that function, give it the range, and now the criteria it has, the number of years should be less than or equal to our own, which is 7 in this case. Alright, close the bracket, and if we click we run into a problem. And why is that so? This is because Excel kind of realizes that there is wrong syntax here, especially with these characters. So in order to get around this error, we are going to wrap this criteria around the double quotes. Mark you double quotes, not single quotes. So now let's click enter and it is working. So let's copy that formula. Let's copy this formula and open it. Now it has referenced this range correctly, but we want to add adjust for salary. We say that salary should be greater than or equal to our own, which is 90,000 in this case. Click enter and it is working. Alright. But even yet, there is a problem because this formula is not sustainable. And to confirm that, if we upgrade, for example, to 8 years of experience and we click enter, it's not updating in the table. And so the way to solve that is to come and reference the cells themselves instead of writing hard coding values like 7 or 105. 1,000. I know what is in your mind at the moment. What comes to mind logically is to replace this one with this cell. If we click enter, 0, 0. Because again, Excel doesn't work that way. You can't reference a cell inside of this criteria within the double quotes. You have to take it out. So let's cut. Control X to cut. Let's go outside. Let's go outside there and let's paste. Again, let's try to click it. Another error. Why is that so again? Now, taking this cell and placing it outside of the double quotes is to mess with the continuity. And in order to ensure continuity between the inside of the double quotes and this cell reference, we have to concatenate them. Then come in between there. Let me zoom this. Come in between there, and to concatenate, you use an ampersand operator. And now, look at that red color. Let me go back for you to see. It is now referencing the cell. Excel is happy. It is recognizing this one. Now, clicking enter. Boom. It is working. It is working. Let's now copy this formula here and adjust it for the salary greater than or equal to. And now, instead of this one, let's replace with this one and click enter. Boom, boom. All right. So thank you for coming this far with this video, and I hope you've learned something valuable in your Excel journey, whether you're using it for data analysis or for other tasks. And if you like the video, I really request you that you give it a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm kind of likes it, and if you're not part of the family yet, subscribe, and see you in the next one.